Hey, it's your Glines Automator. Another episode of What We Automate with AutoHotkey this week. So I'm running this a little late, so I'm going to kind of cruise through this tonight. And let's see here. Recently modified files. Just going to kick off a bunch of stuff, change my DPI. And I was on a client call with a guy, and it was funny. He had to change his DPI, and I'm like, hey, he was seeing how painful it was to do manually. I'm like, I got a script that'll make that a lot easier for you. So I sent it to him. He had a 4K monitor. So put up my webcam reminder, turn on Do Not Disturb, used Get Active Path, updating it. All right, and we're running this, and let's see, looks like AJ, we've been working on this thing for him for his scripts, and it's for the secondary keyboard as well, which hopefully, maybe next week, hopefully we'll have a release on that. It's going to use a DLL call in order to make it where we can have the second keyboard and absorb the key that you press so it doesn't get sent through, but that'll be a really cool one. He has a couple default things we had set up. I ran a couple more email merges for a client. Adjust visual effects. This is one, let me go ahead and run it. I can open, let's see, view current settings, and this is right now the status, and I'm going to hit open settings. This is where they actually get, oh wow, it's got a lot of stuff turned on. That's interesting. I would run this, which is a tool I built with Claude, to turn most of these things off, but it speeds things up, but the problem right now is it turns everything off, and there were a couple, like this one, I don't care about that one. And this is just all a bunch of knowledge of, but there's one for the font, screen font, smooth screen fonts. That one, that when I turned that off, it looked horrible. So I need to change that setting. So smooth scroll, so that's good enough. Hit OK. Now I don't think we're going to notice a difference here, but it does apply it. I could hit export and I could restore previous settings and stuff, but I'm just going to go ahead and close that, but that is one that I'm working on. Disable hazmat. We talked about this script we made for a client, Ron, where we gave him a script to update around 20 to 30,000 parts on his website. It's not really his website, on the client website, and it loops over. It's a really complicated process, but we actually extracted a video from the Hero group where I talked about that. But we did use Rifadium because he is going to run it locally, and he's an admin, and it was a really something that we wanted to make sure it was nailed down, and we connected and got the cookies, so we were doing stuff with, we got the cookies using Rifadium. He would log in with Rifadium, which can automate a browser, and then we grab the cookies, and then we do API calls with the HTTP request to the website to go change the status of all these things. And it would have taken, I forget what it was like 3 weeks to do manually, and we got it down to probably 7 hours, but you hit a button and it runs. So it's 1 minute of clicking a button and letting it run. It does have to keep running, but yeah, saved him a ton of time, so that was really cool. Here's our editor. Let me go ahead and run it. We're getting close to be able to release this. It's we were working on the search replace, which I think, no, that's a spy. I don't know where the button, oh, fine, something's wrong with that toolbar. Oh, and he's updated. So we're going to have the search results. If it's not in this file, it's going to show up in the list view. If you use an include, if you're searching and it's in an include, the results are going to show up down here. But we were doing some more work on that. I also was talking about, I think it'd be really cool to have, on top of the V1 and V2, we'll have a dev version. So if you want to play with a releasing version of AutoHotkey, looks like it's going to crash, interesting enough. Then it'll be easy to switch to it because that's an annoying thing. And we have a lot of other tools we're going to be adding to it. So we got the assign hotkeys, find and replace, lots of cool stuff being done with that. Quick raw edit. I had as Irfan update this one, so let me just show you. I'm going to launch the tool. When you drag the tool in here, no, this one was actually fine. No, this one, when you drag a video in here, it will update the title so you know what video you're working on. So we made a little minor tweak to that one. Video Sandwicher also, this one, when I don't think we've updated the download yet, but it will smush together. You put your videos in the middle, and we need to finish this one to drag a video to the middle. And you can drag a bunch of, well, you can't drag right now, but you can import them to the middle. And then I can put it on, like, hey, do a random here and here. I have a video on this, so I'm not going to show it, but we were making some minor tweaks. Now, we don't have it fade in the middle, and that now we can cruise through making these much, much faster. So we made a little update to that. Get active path. I was telling Irfan, and I don't know if you finished it, but if you're in our AutoHotkey script maker editor and you use get active path, it should get the path to the file, not to the actual program. So I think he made an update to that. Message Master. I was using this tool the other day, and I noticed the escape key was it exited the program, which it shouldn't have. So this is a really old program Maestro wrote for me forever ago. I wish I'd put a timestamp in there because it's so long ago. And I still use it every week for doing the newsletter. Here we have to get the who's opened and clicked in the last week. And let's see, Project Invoice Calculator. This one, I'll go ahead and launch it. So now I can look at my clients and I can switch between them. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, so a pound. I thought a pound was in the ini file. I thought that was a pound would make it where it wouldn't read it, where it'd be a comment. But apparently not. So I see that now. But here, this would switch to him, and then I can do stuff. But if this is for people I have their email address for, and if they're already in Stripe, but if they're new to Stripe, I can click this. I can also click this button, and I'll open the ini files for my clients. Of course, it has their email addresses and names, so I don't want to open that. But it makes it really easy to automate my emails to people, which is cool. And tracking time for extraction, just another little minor tweak. This tool, shouldn't have ran it. But here, let me see here, I can spot the change I made. When we're writing the code, we write code to go grab a video file and extract a certain time. And so somewhere in here, now we haven't shared this script because I just don't see it being something. Here we go. Oh, we're getting closer. Oh, here we go. So yeah, I added this -y here, and notice I added a comment to it. Let me see if I can edit this guy so we can see it a little better. I mean, it looks pretty good there, but it'd be nice if that was on one line. I should have dragged it into our editor so it actually opens up right away. So with FFmpeg, we are wrapping FFmpeg to send it the path to files and tell it timestamps on what to grab. But so this line, this one used to be : equals with this, but notice I added this -y. See right up above, it doesn't have the -y in there. So the -y, which is a weird one as far as why it's a -y, but it will automatically overwrite because sometimes what I was doing, let me see if I still have the file. Not in the C drive, Joe. Sorry, it's been a long day. On my very full D drive. So this script, edit that guy. And here, so the scripts get written for us with the timestamps on what to extract it. The problem is, sometimes I'll go in and I'll play the video and I'm like, oh, I should have backed up a bit more. I'll come back here and change the timestamp, but if the file already exists, it does nothing. I get no warning. And so I've changed the script. So now, see, this one doesn't have the -i or y. It has just the -i. So I changed in the code. This has already been created. So I realized it after. So I manually just changed these to have a -y in there. Now it'll automatically overwrite if I rerun this. And what's really cool is in our tool, if I drag this guy in here, not that I'm going to do it. Well, I can though. And let's see here. So notice there's, let me move this guy over here and here. Sort by date modified. So there's nothing up until 6:48 p.m. And I'm going to run. Let's run this one. I'm going to select that line, right click, say run selected. Now it's going to go and extract that. Website changing. So this one should say here, yeah, website changing, and it creates it. So that was at 6:52. So it creates it in a couple seconds. It does that extraction very quickly. So let me delete this, and let's do this. So you can see here when I run it again, when it gets created. So I'm going to right click, run selected, and now it created it, and here we can see the timestamp. It's already done, right? So it's created that file. So it's very quick, and as long as I get it fairly close, it helps me edit the files later where I don't have so much to go find what I'm looking for. So we're slowly building this one. Once I get it done, I'll share it, but I just don't see people having a need. I have it kind of customized to how I use it, but it could be made a little more generic. We know ahead of time the name of this video file and the timestamps. So, well, we of course work through the timestamps depending on the hero call, but it makes it really, this is why we've had so many more shared videos now, because it's so easy to grab them. I tag them while we record them, and then I can go back and extract them very quickly. And we don't share anything that has the client data in it, but when we're teaching stuff, that was the shift in policy I made at the beginning of this year. I said, hey, if we're teaching and there's nothing private, I'm going to extract some of them to try to get more hero members. So hope you enjoyed that. Please like the video if you learned something here. It really helps us out. Consider joining the Hero Club. That's what a lot of our videos are created from. We just teach people there how to save time and use AutoHotkey. Have a great day. Cheers.